legs in the street,
Yeah.
head on curb.
Yeah. Car comes, legs gone.
Legs gone.
Yeah.
There could be
Assaulted.
100 people in the room.
And 99 know about her movie. My favorite time of day is night.
And do some weird things.
Just be weird. Hi guys, welcome back to a new episode of Beautiful and Bothered.
Welcome back, Ruth.
How you doing?
The girls, the gays, and the theys, and everyone in between.
Yep.
How you doing?
Pride Month's over.
It's right. It's July.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies,
only.
gentlemen.
And if you don't identify that way, I'm just kidding. You can keep watching.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about the 10 best summer makeup trends. According to whom?
That's what I want to know. Who is saying, I am that bitch. I am the authority of the makeup community.
Well, apparently,
who do you think you are?
For today's purposes, it's going to be Harper's Bazaar.
Okay, well, some of these trends are bizarre. Okay.
Jokes. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go through this list and kind of just react to it, debunk, say what we're into, say what we're not, and give you other suggestions. Yeah. First up is barely there brows.
Coming from somebody that used to have bleached brows for a hot minute, because, we experiment here in the makeup community. Yeah. Don't do it. And they're not...
Don't bleach your brows.
And they're not saying to bleach your brows. They're saying you can achieve a barely there brow look with lighter tints in your brows, whatever the case might be. I know you're a huge... supporter of this idea of doing taupe brows.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, you can get away with going a lot lighter than you might think.
Yes, girl.
For people that do brows that they get so hung up on, like, this is my hair color, this is my brow.
Yeah.
What is that
What
from?
is that from? Yeah. This is my hair. Is that Alaska is what I was thinking? This is my hair. I don't wear wigs.
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking of.
I was like, where did
the
that
cadence
just come
you
from?
said that with?
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think people should get so hung up on like matching their hair color to their brow necessarily, but this trend of going barely there brows.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm into that either.
It's a fine
barely
line.
There. Like, what does that mean?
Exactly. It's a fine line of what they mean.
By barely there. So are we just going lighter with them?
It just seems like they're kind of saying a lighter fill or whatever. But even when I went blonde, I did that look. I think it's my profile picture and everything where I did bleached like brows. concealer bleached looking, bleached whatever. Brows. And I like the idea of a softer, feathery, like Burberry brow. Like, I like that idea, but I do think that takes a certain amount of skill, but I think the most attainable way is what you're describing. I think it's great to go more like cool tone blonde.
Challenge yourself to use a lighter brow pencil or maybe a different tone. And if you're, I learned this too from one of our artist friends at Sephora at the time, she was doing a client's makeover and she was like of a deeper complexion and she went in with an auburn brow pomade. Stunning.
Wow.
Because it gave her that soft sculpted brow, and when she cleaned it up with concealer underneath, it gave her like so much shape without it being so stark.
Yeah.
Stunning.
The coolest thing about this, which is why I wanted to do this topic, is like it just kind of inspires the conversation about like playing with being a little bit more creative and like fearless with it. Like let's say you're even like a strawberry blonde. Fill your brows very lightly with a blonde or a taupe, and then use like a auburn reddish toned brow gel to like bring a little bit more red into the brows or something. Like, just kind of playing around with like color over darkness. If that makes sense.
Well, I mean, look at me, barely there.
With Mr. Pink brows. Exactly, exactly.
I'm not wearing anything.
These are my brows.
These are my brows. This is my wig.
I'm there for that.
And one last thing with this. You have to just balance out your eye makeup. So keep in mind, if you're going barely there brow, make sure everything else is making sense.
It can't be naked mole rat eyes.
We can't be doing little bug eyes, little beady eyes, like little teddy bear eyes.
Yes.
No, miss ma'am.
Okay, next is bold blush. Say less. I love blush, and I'm happy it's having its moment because I think a couple years ago, everyone was just brown, mud, everything.
Maybe not as bold as I walked in today wearing my blush.
No.
We had to tone it down. Well, we, as in Johnny, had to tone me down.
Softer skin with a bolder blush because I think blush is having a moment, but I'm here for the moment because I think
I love it.
It hasn't had a moment. No one was wearing blush. Like,
do you remember the Marc Jacobs campaigns when Marc Jacobs Beauty, R.I.P., was still a thing? They had those blushes that were like the duo tone, and the campaign images, it was Jessica Lange and a bunch of other people, and they just had that draped blush wrapped around the temple.
Yeah.
And it was just that, just soft, beautiful skin, beautiful, clean makeup, and then just blush. I was like, oh.
How beautiful is Jessica Lange?
To this day is like stunning,
unbelievable.
And
I used to say that all the time watching American Horror Story. Like there was something about her, the way she carried herself, the confidence. I was like, she is hot.
Even
stunning.
in a Freak Show when she had that that blue garage door shadow and that blush and that lip, she was breathtaking. And everything she has done. Even when they tried to make her look like a hot mess in season 1 for Murder House when she was like losing her mind, and Coven too when she went into like her like hell, just stunning. Like I cannot shake like the images of her just looking like they tried to make her look like a mess, and I was like, no, she looks better than me when I get fully ready.
Jessica Lange. Yeah.
Stunning.
Okay.
So yes, I'm into the blush.
Yeah, a little gay aside. We love Jessica Lange.
Yes, stunning.
Okay, next trend, Skin Dew.
Okay, so
what does that mean? Look at this model. They just sprayed her with a water bottle.
I guess harmonious from the chest to the shoulders to the face. Everything looks wet. And we talked about this in the last podcast too. I don't get this whole wet head to toe thing.
No,
with like wet hair, wet skin, wet lip, everything wet. What are we doing?
And you know what? This to me, especially that this is in Harper's Bazaar, this is a very like privileged thing to talk about in the sense that you're showcasing this aesthetic or look on 20-year-old models with no pores. Like we've done Fashion Week, don't have a pore. Their skin, you can literally put half of a dot of foundation on their skin, and that's all they need. So yeah, you can make them look wet, and it's gonna look amazing because they don't have normal people's skin. Even me that does this for a living, that I skincare every night, whatever the case is, I would look disgusting in 2 hours.
It's not realistic. Some of this is just better for runway, and I think we just need to accept it at that point.
Yes.
These trends of like model skin and whatever.
I know.
You're not wearing this all day.
Exactly.
And even for the average, consumer, if you're trying to do this look and you're sitting in the mirror and you're like, maybe I could wear this to work.
Yes.
You can't.
To me, it's not the same as fashion in the sense that like maybe the problematicness or the privilegedness of being like, oh, this is on trends. Like, let's say it's like practically like whatever outfit it is. It's like bikini, whatever. And they're showing it on like stick thin models. Girl, if you have the confidence, whatever size you are, work.
Yeah.
But skin makeup is different because it's like what your skin type is and how your skin wears throughout the day is literally indicative of whether you can do this or not. It's not a confidence issue. It's a biology issue.
And I feel like it's only going to perpetuate the fear of makeup in people more when they do this and they're like, I look like an insane person that just jumped into a pool.
100%.
And then now they're afraid to like try out new trends and they're like, oh, the whole the makeup community lies. And
it's almost creating a toxic like beauty standard in the sense that like we're starting to condition that like this
if you don't look like this,
if you don't look wet, glowy, every foundation's glowy, every primer's glowy. If you're not glowy, people who have to wear matte foundations because they're oily, like you're creating a complex in people. Like chill out.
I would love to write one of these articles like with you and do like our top 10 makeup trends that are timeless. Don't get
work
me
for everyone.
Started.
Yes, 100%. So this
heated.
Ridiculous to me. If you have dry skin
100%.
and you can wear a glowy foundation, work. But if you don't feel bad, girl.
Is this a new section of Purchase or Pass?
Literally, yes.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Like
they're trying to come up with these trends, and I feel like I could see them sitting in this like office, and they're like, "Skin Dew,
yes,
yay or nay."
They're just Googling pictures of Gigi Hadid and saying like, "What does she look like?" And that's the trend. Skin Dew, doughy skin, dough. She looks wet. Dunk your face in water before you leave the house. Spray your face with a water bottle. Next up, subtle sculpt.
Subtle sculpt.
Preference. What does that even mean? You know what I mean? If you want to fucking sculpt to the gods. If you don't.
Is it
That's
that
ridiculous.
hard?
And again, here we have subtle sculpt all on models who barely need sculpt because they already have cheekbones to the gods.
Yeah, like I'm not.
It's like saying subtle sculpt on Angelina Jolie. God sculpted her already.
Dr. Zizmore.
Yeah, Dr. Zizmore took care of that.
Yeah, and then they're showing J-Lo too.
Get out of here.
Leave her out of the conversation with the skincare and the makeup and whatever. It's her skin. Like it's not.
The irony of putting J-Lo's picture under subtle sculpt. She created chisel sculpt.
Go watch a Scott Barnes video.
Step one is sculpt.
He tells everyone when he did Trixie Mattel's makeup and was like, this is how much makeup J-Lo's wearing all the time. I know. Yeah, we shouldn't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't speak of that.
She felt like the only bitch though.
I know. I think she was being nice.
Was she?
What is Trixie going to say? I look like shit?
I would hope so.
Because it wasn't even that. Because I thought that too. It wasn't even that we're so used to seeing Trixie.
Those brows were diabolical.
That's what I mean. It wasn't even that we're used to seeing Trixie a certain way, that it was just jarring to not see her that way. It was the quality of the application was rough. We'll put up a picture. Again, with this is preference.
The subtle sculpt, I think it's just absolutely ridiculous. And do as much as you want.
Totally.
Okay, this next trend, what is this?
Weird lips.
What does this mean?
Weird lips. It's
weird
called.
Lips? Okay, initial thought, you're insulting people that maybe don't find this weird.
Completely.
What if I want to look like this on a...
I know.
What makes this weird?
Wrong word choice. And so we have a picture of Lizzo with like gray lips and nothing else on.
And then scroll down to a Nikki Tutorials stitch of her on like taking a video of somebody putting like glitter on like a black lip and making like a cool duochrome to their lip. And that's weird.
I know.
No, maybe it's just artistic and trendy and you don't know what a trend looks like if it hit you on the side of your face.
You know what's always so funny to me about these articles? It screams like every couple years or like every year there's like a certain trend, whatever the case is, by fearless, creative, and artistic people that the basic bitches at Harper's Bazaar, the cheerleaders and football players, look at the wacky artsy girl and go, like, give her flowers once a year. You know what I mean? By going like, oh my God, look at you.
You're so brave.
You're so brave. Exactly. That's what it's giving.
You're
like,
so brave.
Some of us have been doing weird shit, quote unquote, forever. Like, don't act like just because you give it the stamp of approval.
To us doing faux bleached brows and putting rhinestones all over our face, and they would look at us like, what a freak.
Exactly. And now you want to do it. So
now you want to do it. So now it's a trend.
Seal of approval. Exactly.
Well, and it's funny. It's a summer trend. Weird lips.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
I hate that they called it weird.
And then the next one, Dazzling Eyes. What? Eyeshadow?
Did they ask someone's grandma?
Yes.
What a summer trend.
Oh, her eyes are shiny.
They're dazzling.
Well, you're dazzling, dear.
I love my 6 cup of coffee as much as the first.
My favorite time of day is night. I don't even know what to say for this. Wear shimmer eyeshadow? If that's the trend,
dazzling eyeshadow. It's just shimmer.
You know what I will say there? So there is like, and then they have like the shop the look underneath it or whatever. They have a picture of the half magic like rhinestone gems. I'm here for that.
Give
the rhinestone. Which girl? You do not need to buy these overpriced like makeup brands selling
in
the
Michael's
thing.
craft store.
You better believe, honey.
In the little sleeves, those. Hello,
these
America.
Girl, like they are literally Michael's. Go to Michael's craft store. Self-adhesive. Like you take your tweezer and there's like already like a sticker on the back.
I was putting glue on them and you showed me tweezer, boom, done.
Done, and they last.
I posted that look, the Pride look, where I put the matching colored gems all over and I took inspiration from you and you did the raindrop.
The way you're... Oh, yes.
How you did that, and I did that all over, and then I took the silver AB crystal ones and put them all over. I was like...
I'm all here for a rhinestone.
I love it.
Especially if you don't like to wear like a lot of eyeshadow. Do a soft eyeshadow look. Yeah, kind of like I did. I really just did. I think my bronzer is a transition. And then I took the e.l.f. silver liquid eyeshadow. And then you can just do like rhinestones on the inner corner or like on the outside. It's such a cool way to beef up a look.
So this,
especially
I'm
for
actually
summer.
Into.
We're editing this trend. I'm not going to... Dazzling eyes. I don't know what the hell that means. I would call it rhinestone eyes. Yes. That I'm absolutely here for. It looks absolutely beautiful on anybody. Okay, the next one is Featherweight Foundation. If by this they mean like as little foundation as possible, Featherweight Foundation.
Not everybody can wear an Ilia skin tint and look like this model.
And like, that is exactly. I think that's not descriptive enough because like what's featherweight about it? The formula or the way you're applying it. So I would say the way you're applying it, like wear as little as start with something lighter. And then I've been in the mood to like have as little feeling of it on my face. So I will go in with like a tinted moisturizer, skin tint, or even a foundation sheared out and then build up where I need it with like concealer or powder or whatever. But just basically to me, this is like doing the antithesis of like Kardashian full coverage, whatever. But I think there's such a nuanced conversation around that about technique of how to make it look featherweight, quote unquote.
This isn't new information. Yeah, we're just calling it something different every year.
Light foundation for summer. Yeah,
like every summer it is called something different. It's the same fucking shit.
I know.
Every year.
And then when winter rolls around, we're going to go through a matte phase where everybody's like piling on. And now that I'm like getting older, I got lines in my forehead or whatever the case is. Like, mama, I'm not in the mood for this like heavy foundation anymore. So, I mean, yeah, light foundation, groundbreak florals for spring. Groundbreaking. Okay, what's next?
The next trend is Barbie core.
If that means wearing pink, yeah.
It doesn't.
What do they mean?
It's a photo of Margot Robbie. If you call this pink, sure.
Yes, agreed.
If you call this pink, because you know they would.
Yes.
They're going to say this is a saturated pink look, and it is a raspberry lip, if that.
Yeah.
With soft makeup.
When I do my makeup for events or whatever, I'm like, it's hard for me to like pull out a natural look because I'm like, I want to have fun. I want to do purple. I want to do pink. So if like the Barbie movie is inspiring pink looks, then yeah, go for it. Second Red Bull of the day.
Yeah, I love my second Red Bull as much as my first.
My favorite kind of water is Red Bull. Do you remember the old movie with Tyra Banks? It was like a doll where she came to life and was like in the real world, but it was like
Someone just brought that movie to my attention that I never saw it. It came out in the year 2000. Never saw it before. I am gooning to see this movie.
It's iconic. Yeah.
I got to see it.
It's like the famous thing. She's like typing nothing on the screen and her boss is looking at her.
I'm good at this job. And it's like ASDF.
Yeah, because she's like a Barbie come to life. Like I think it's called Life Size or something.
I'm like itching to see this movie now. I'm like, how have I never heard of this movie with Tyra Banks? I'm like, completely. This sounds incredible.
Yeah. So the next one is Edgy Glam, which we have Vanessa Hudgens. I'm so into voguing right now. Like grunge. It literally just means grunge, which I love grunge makeup.
Oh my God. I thought this was
Kristen Stewart. Young Winona Ryder.
Yes. I was going to say Winona Ryder in Beetlejuice. I swore, like...
I love this look. This makeup look is incredible. Yeah. I don't love Vanessa Hudgens' photo, but this other one, I don't know who this is.
I'm loving this. This is so
what
beautiful.
About grunge summer? You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything in summer, you think like light, like whatever, colorful, etc. They just are pulling shit out of their ass.
Well, because I feel like these companies get nervous every season, I'm going to say, because they need to pump out the content.
Yes.
Where are we losing the inspiration here of like, let's stay on trend for the fucking season?
I know.
Like you're saying, what about the
grunge
Scream summer?
I know.
Go
to the beach with that on.
Heavy makeup. And if you see people going out in this shit in the summer, you're going to be like, well, that's weird. I'm going to be like, you wrote the fucking article on it.
Exactly. Grunge makeup might be a big thing on the red carpet during this time of year, but who is this article for? Regular people makeup trends or trends we're seeing on the red carpet? That's not the same thing.
And can I also point something out between this one of the edgy glam? Are we not contradicting ourselves in this same article? The barely there brow with the edgy glam and then the weird lips. And
you took the words out of my mouth.
So I'm like,
every trend on this
contradicting
list
themselves.
Is to make sure that we hit every kind of product to makeup category to sell it all.
What are we doing?
Exactly.
We're contradicting ourselves.
I know. And again, so now you're doing like, let's say even with these, because I obviously we read the list ahead of time. Next one is
high shine lips.
And then other articles I pulled up too said bold lip. What are you doing?
And then also too, the trend of what's it called? The popsicle lips with the matte. They use like the matte blurred color in the middle.
They smear the lips around.
Oh,
I know.
God. And it's like that moussey matte, like sheer texture.
Yeah, and high shine lips, which is only a trend to sell all the lip oils everyone's been coming out with. So we're just trying to push.
Speaking of.
Side note, shut up. I didn't even read it. So literally the first words under the high shine lip. If the weird girl lipstick trend isn't quite your thing, tap into the ease of summer with a fresh coat of gloss or lip oil instead. Lip oil is linked. Click on lip oil, and it brings us to 15 best lip oils. It's literally just to sell shit. So that being said, since we did all the trends, what are as makeup artists? What are our summer inspirations / like how we would dwindle this down? I view that as almost, I think, something I've been into recently is, which I was always like a lipstick or like something on with color. Just a lip liner feathered into your natural lips with a lip gloss on top.
Stunning.
Love. That I love.
I love that.
Because you get the dimension, the anchored edges, the cleanness,
100%.
the lasting power, but it's like your natural lip color feathered in, and then just like a clear gloss on top.
And so I will love to the end of time, soft sculpted brow. Give me some structure in the brow.
Yeah.
give me like a soft, I love taking blush bronzer in the crease, like blown out.
Totally.
Just a little highlighter above the brow.
Mm-hmm.
And then give me like a little, I mean, I have it on today, like graphic liner and like a color.
Yeah. Oh, that was another. Yes, that was another. I saw it in a different article. Was like neon liners, which I like. I am all about. Like the new NYX Vivid Lights. They like reformulated it. The like things liners, and Moira has great ones.
Insane.
The liquids.
The Juvia's Place ones were incredible. Discontinued. I literally, that's what I'm wearing today, and I absolutely
love
them.
Liner, by the way,
it's 3 different ones, and I just softly
say, if you guys
them
can't
together.
See it up close, Kevin has it's an angular graphic liner, but it's blue, and then it's fading into green, and then fading seamlessly into yellow. If you're not quite at that level, but do a super light eye, like just like nothing on it, a little bit of bronzer or blush in the crease with like a pink wing liner or whatever. Some gems. Love.
Goodbye. That is summer to me.
That's
what I
color,
love it too.
Gems, lip liner, no lipstick, lip gloss.
And the texture of your skin too for like complexion.
Yeah.
Do whatever looks better for you. Matte, dewy, whatever the fuck. Whatever's going to look good on you. Listening to these trends of like skin tints, because honestly for me, I can't wear that Ilia skin tint by itself. No. And then I go to powder it and then it almost looks like my skin is too translucent where I'm like, I see some of my like blemishes through the skin tint and then I powdered it. So now I have like this sheer matte skin and I'm like, oh God, like, I know what is going on. So,
which it's a recommendation. I would say if you're somebody that wants to get into like lighter, quote unquote, like lighter foundation. So my favorite like skin tints or like lighter foundations are Iconic London Skin Tint to die for, the Fenty Beauty Skin Tint, right? For Skin Tint,
the
Beauty
drops,
Blender, Beauty Blender Skin Tint with the dropper, unbelievable.
I was debating buying that forever.
Have you ever tried that?
I never put it on my skin. I literally, before I left Sephora, I was going to buy it. Yeah. And that was one of the things I forgot. I absolutely, every time I see it, I'm like, I got to buy that. It's so good.
So go with something. And those work for me in a combo where they're like hydrating, but also if you have oily skin, it's not going to be like crazy. And I think for oily skin, out of all the ones I listed, the Iconic London's the best. But start with a more matte concealer that's not going to move on you, like the NARS Pots. Use that before the skin tint, before your skin tint. Use that on, put it on your blemishes, blend it out slightly, or even don't even blend it out if you're going to go with a beauty blender, and then do your skin tint on top of that because the matte is not going to move because it's a cream, so it'll stay on the blemishes or breakouts or whatever you're trying to cover, and then you're going with the skin tint, and anywhere you don't have blemishes is getting that super light skin tint, but you have that matte, because if you go in with a liquid concealer, it's just going to blend with the skin tint. So it's going to move around on you. So that cream concealer is going to stay right where you put it and then go with your skin tint on top to have the light everywhere else. Yeah.
Ooh, I love that.
So so our summer trends, rhinestones, colored liner, color in general.
Oh, blush
all day.
And get creative with it. Don't just do a little 1-2 step. Bring that up to the temple wrapper.
1-2 step. Yeah.
Not the Sierra 1-2 step, girl.
Yeah.
Bring that blush.
Do the Cotton Eye Joe blush. Yeah, do it everywhere.
Where did you come from?
Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Yes, absolutely. Those are our summer inspirations, we'll call it. And because I hate the word trends.
And do some weird lips.
Just be weird. Guys, be weird.
What
be
the
so
fuck?
All right. We are back with Purchase or Pass. All right. What's up first?
All right. So we have first thing on the list is the new, I don't know how to say this brand, Refi or Refi.
Refi. I think I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar with it at all, really.
So they have this new product. It is the lip blur.
I can't with things like this. Just the basic like lip product, like one swipe, whatever little glossy thing.
And then products like this where they're like lip and cheek when it's just a lip blur, but they're like put it on the cheek.
They're like it's foundation, concealer, lipstick, brow gel.
Shut up.
Too much.
I'm sick of it.
I know.
Products like this and the color ranges. This has been done before. Don't you have something like this already from this brand? Like, why are we coming out with like the ghouls and the goblins right now? Oh, 16 pounds each. So maybe this is not in America, but it has to be because
and that's going to be more.
So £16. So it's like
dollars.
It's like probably $22.
Close to 20. Yeah,
that's insane. And they don't look big. No, that's insane.
Pass. All right, what's next?
So next up, we have, this was
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo collection from Revolution.
Okay. I feel like at this point, people know very much how I feel about these movie collabs.
Yeah.
The colors look nice. I think I got this in PR, but I didn't even play with it. I will say, so I'm seeing the liquid blushes up here in the corner.
I love them.
They're great.
Their liquid blushes are insane. I think I sent you a picture months ago that I got the Squeeze Tube. Okay, here's my thing with Revolution, though. I love those Squeeze Tube blushes. Go to get them now. Where are they?
I know. It's always so hard to find stuff for Revolution.
It's fast fashion makeup, and I can't. They get rid of stuff so quickly.
Yeah. And I will say...
They are pretty, though.
If you like the color story of the eyeshadow palettes, back when I started, I feel which I used whatever PR I was sent because I wasn't sent that much. I got sent from Revolution. It was the Simpsons Treehouse collection.
Oh,
and
the Treehouse of Horror. Yeah.
That was a beautiful
The
eyeshadow
story.
Quality. I think I might have kept the Looney Tunes one because eyeshadow quality is great. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't always that great,
especially the colorful
though.
mattes.
Yeah. What I loved about this collection, that I love the attention to detail. So the thing that looks like goggles, it says P. Sherman Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Cute.
I actually love that. So it's the attention to detail. They're not just coming out with a square palette, which they do have there too, but the shade names, everything's super cute. I mean, if you want a fun palette,
anytime, though, I will say, the complexion palettes, they always come out with these little highlighter, blushy bronzer things. They suck.
Oh.
So chalky, so powdery, so fallouty. So I would really only, if you're interested, the eyeshadow palettes or the blush.
Yeah, the liquid blush.
Or the brushes, But everything, I would pass on that, but I would purchase the eyeshadow palette or the liquid blush.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Next up, Moira Cosmetics Everlust Shimmer Cream Shadows.
They are $7.50. Okay, so...
This is the first time I'm going to speak ill of my... beloved Moira.
I know, me too.
We were talking about this. I don't get this launch.
They already have glitter pots and shimmer pots, but then they also have the matte liquid shadows.
Yes. So what are these? Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I don't like this. Is soft, subtle,
and the
cream.
Shades are just. It's giving no shade, but it's giving Ilia. If you've ever seen the shimmer liquid shadows from Ilia, and the matte ones, it's the same color story.
It's giving Laura Mercier. Basic color story, And I don't understand what...
They need a diva-licious diva to come in there and redo the makeup.
Oh my God, guys. We're talking about Glamorous, which Kevin, I haven't had a chance to read the comments from last week, but he was saying a lot of you are watching Glamorous. I haven't finished it. You finished it.
I did finish it.
So we'll talk about it after I finish it.
Yes.
But
yes.
Yeah, I don't quite understand this in a way because... I don't know if these would be the best for mature skin because they might crease because it's cream. So, but also this fine shimmer to me just always looks incomplete. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'd rather
and that goes for cream or powder shadows that are soft shimmers. I'm I get that people want that, but you don't because it always looks undone. It looks like you stopped halfway through your shadow and it just looks like you ran out of time.
Or when you have a matte black and they put a little bit of shimmers, particles in it. I'm stop. Give me one or the other. I will decide. Don't give me this in between because it's just not gonna...
Well, and you've said this before, give me full tilt, give me the full glam,
give me blinding.
I'll tone it down
because you can tone down blinding. You can make blinding look super subtle. So I'd rather that
and polished
than this. So you're only going to get a certain amount of shimmer of this, if at all, and that's it. And it's just going to look incomplete in a way.
And if it's not clear, this is a pass.
Very much pass. Yes.
Next up, we have the faux filter color correctors from Huda Beauty, 5 shades.
Pass. I just don't.
I think it's ironic that she comes out with color correctors.
Can you believe after dragging that girl a couple months ago?
Don't use too much of this because she might come for you.
I know. We talked about it a couple episodes ago. This girl, Mina, she stitched her after hoodwinking her into thinking she loved her content and then dragged her for using too much color corrector.
And then apologized for it. And then now you come out with this.
Yeah.
Saying, and you don't need that much
I'm
color
sure
corrector.
whatever. The formula of this might be nice, but...
Do you want to bet there's going to be a campaign image of her with all color corrector all over her face?
Probably. Oh my God. See, you really want to apologize? Make Mina the face of this campaign.
Yeah.
Then we'll talk about it.
And make sure she's paid handsomely.
Yeah. No, really. The only reason I'm passing immediately is because there's just great color correctors from the drugstore. The new e.l.f. color
and
correctors.
These are going to be the same price as the concealers, which
exactly.
The concealer is fine.
I've never used
serviceable.
It. Yeah.
But I've I've had better.
Yeah.
And I've had worse. But
yes. Color correctors, I would say the e.l.f. color correctors,
Natasha
the LA
Denona.
girl. If you want high end,
if you want a high end
Natasha,
the Natasha color correctors for a high end one, beautiful.
And they're so comprehensive because there's a color corrector per
shade
range. So it's like kind of shows you which one to get. Yeah.
Where this is just, it's very generic for me. So
yeah.
It's a pass.
Okay. Next up, this is the Manny and Laura. What is this called? The BFF collab? No, it's got to have a different name. Fool Fantasy. So I got this. The eyeshadow palette. I love the quality of the mattes. I love the shimmers, and if you look in the eyeshadow palette, you can see right from the photo, the gold, that there's a purpley duochrome in the top, the green, the other gold on the other side. They're blinding, beautiful shimmers. But then they put some of those
half shimmers. I'm going to call them half shimmers.
Yeah, in between, not quite matte, not quite shimmer, which I just feel like was a waste of space. I love that they had a bone and a black because it really could have been a one and done palette. What I used was super beautiful. Yeah, I just think they kind of fumbled the ball a little bit with those half shimmer, half
even
not.
This blush palette.
Use the blush palette too. I am gonna need people to stop with that bubblegum pink because this was the only blush palette I brought to an event and I needed to use it to get ready. When I tell you I had to pile layer after layer after layer after layer of that bubblegum pink to get anything to show up on my skin.
Shut up, really?
Yes. So many brands are trying to do this, come out with this bubblegum pink, this purpley pink everyone's loving.
Because Dior did it.
Yeah, and it just doesn't show up on the skin. Work.
Yeah, and I feel like the rest of the colors are a little dingy. And then two highlighter, I don't know how I feel. Keep my highlighter separate.
Yes.
Don't tell me what
I don't think I used the highlighter in this, but it looked nice. But
I don't. I mean, the lipsticks are pretty too. They're not swatched here, but they are gorgeous.
Yeah. So there's the most confusing names for these lipsticks. Lanny and Moira, right?
Yeah.
So which they basically took each other's names and put the first letter, which I think the Lanny is Manny's.
Yes.
That is stunning. It's a super pale nude.
That's
and then
the one I like.
Moira
is too orange.
Is more orangey, peachy pink. So I loved Manny's lipstick in the collab. That would be the purchase for me, was Manny's lipstick in this.
Yeah, and I would say the shadow palette. I don't know. I'm not in love with the shadow palette or the blush palette.
The blush palette's a pass. And then the eyeshadow palette, I don't know if it speaks to you. Maybe the quality is there, even of those in-betweens, the quality's there, but it's just not my favorite. I wouldn't.
I think I would buy the Manny lipstick, the one, and I would pass on the rest.
I agree with you.
Next up, we have, good Lord, we have the Too Faced Cosmic Crush collection. So this entails lip injection, 2 highlighters, and an eyeshadow palette.
Okay, no. Yeah, highlighters pass immediately because I know the price.
Lip injection, enough.
Lip injection should be illegal. We've talked about it. That is too much.
What are we doing at this point?
Did we ever? We talked about it on the on the pod when I put
using it as a dewy highlight.
I thought I was trying to do wet skin, and I used a...
And you got to work, and you were like, my face
was burning.
And I was like, why? I was like, what'd you use? And I was like, well...
Yep.
Did I tell you the time that I put lip injections on during COVID? I had gloves on when I was still at Sephora, and I swatched lip injections. I still have the photo in my phone, because we had to fill out...
The Too Faced ones.
We had to fill out an incident report, because I had burns on my hand. Through my glove.
Burned through the glove.
I put swatches of the colorful lip injections, and I was like, oh, cool. And I went to go wipe them off of the glove. I think we talked about this, and I was like, wow, that really stained my glove. And I was like, that's not under the glove. And I pull it off. I had distinctive lines. I'll have to show you the picture. It was wild.
Hysterical.
Insane.
Yeah, they're too much.
But yeah, this collection, the palette is boring. I'm sorry. What are we doing?
Again, yeah, we always talk about this with the color story, man. Either if you're going to go neutral, go neutral. But if you're going to throw pops of color in, it can't be without a companion. You know what I'm saying?
And if we're doing this like matte shimmer equal,
like we have enough nude transitions there. We didn't need all the way at the end with that like dark bluish to have that cool tone. Like that should have been a brighter like purple, pink, or a bluish to go with that bluish. And again, I don't know, man. I'm judging makeup so harshly nowadays because of the prices of drugstore stuff and online only indie brand stuff is so good.
And you're coming out with this.
Yeah. What it like...
And your palettes are $54.
Yes, exactly. Get out of here. It's just so expensive. It's got to be mind-blowing.
And the formulas are not even that great.
No.
I'm like, the whole thing is a pass for me.
And again, same with the highlighters. If you want an amazing... Like, I can... Maybe I'm being presumptuous, but I can kind of tell from the photo, they're going to be like a little chalky-walky, like a little textury,
100%.
I'd rather, if you want a high-end highlighter, go with the Rare Beauty. And then powders.
And, those are my favorite.
Yeah, drugstore... Wet n Wild highlighter, Revlon, just there's so many ColourPop, like so pass, yeah.
Such a pass.
Oh, what is this? We have Glam Lights and Rick and Morty collab.
So this entails a 2 lip kits, highlighting palette, a setting spray, and a full eyeshadow palette.
We talked about love Glam Lights eyeshadow formula.
This palette, the color story is kind of cool.
You know what?
It reminds me of the Mikayla one.
But rainbowy.
But more rainbowy with like more blues, more greens, like a little bit brighter.
Their shimmers are to die for in the palette.
This palette is...
And I like the Rick and Morty because it's fun. They embrace the like kookiness of Rick and Morty, even with the highlighters.
Yeah, definitely. And even like the setting spray looking like a beaker.
Oh, that's the setting spray. That's incredible.
That's actually really cute.
This is super cute.
Okay, so here's my unpopular opinion and a little controversial yet brave. I don't love when they do lip kits.
Yeah,
Their colors are always off. Like I will give you right now, these look a little off. The Chucky collection that they did, I'm a huge horror movie fan. Those lip kits were like they did like a Chucky lip and then a Tiffany lip. I was like, these are not the colors that I would like think of.
Yeah.
They did their Barbie collection. They were like boring colors. Yeah. The gloss, they're just not. Lips are not what I think of when I think of Glam Light eyeshadow. Like I just like where are you going?
I know
it's a miss.
Yeah.
So. Pieces of this, I mean, I think the palette is that is the one thing I want from this.
The palette is a purchase.
Their highlighter formula.
I know.
Major purchase.
And that's what I love that they embrace the wackiness of Rick and Morty with like the purple, etc. Like if you want a fun highlighter palette and a fun, I really like this eyeshadow palette to be honest with you because it's so hard to find really good formulas with bright colors like this. And Glam Light's eyeshadow formula is to die for. And I'm not this person. I'm not this person. I really like that setting spray and that it's just super cute. Like that is like different.
I want to know the finish of it. I bet you it's just like hydrating, but
that's true. But I just love.
I just want the packaging of it.
Like if I was a Rick and Morty fan, I'd buy this in 2 seconds. It's
I know.
Really fun.
I'm not like no, I've watched it and it's like it's fun. It's whatever. Yeah. It's like okay, like. But this collection is actually super cute.
Yeah.
Love it. And the price point too, the palette's like, what, $36? Are you kidding me?
Yes. Agreed.
Amazing.
Yeah. All right. So purchase.
Next up, we have the NYX Barbie collection. So disappointing.
Girl, I got this in PR and let me tell you one word. Cheap. Cheap.
What are these? The eyeshadow palettes with the mini gloss.
It looks like toy makeup. It looks like Claire's.
I think they were trying to give toy makeup.
You can give toy aesthetic, not toy quality.
Look at Trixie Cosmetics. Cosmetics, she literally said from the jump, I want toy packaging pro formula.
Yeah. This was cheap. Like snap in half.
Can I be disgusting for a second though?
I love the gloss.
Oh yeah, the butter gloss and the pink. I bought 3 of them.
Yeah.
100%. I'm a psycho.
Butter gloss. Yeah.
Love that. The velvet formula, no. The lashes, boo-boo. The rest of it, boo-boo. That cell phone mirror, Mary.
You want it?
I love it. It's so cute. That's the only thing. But that should say enough though. That it's the mirror and the one gloss I want out of everything.
I also guarantee if you go on Amazon and type in cell phone mirror, there's going to be 50 million of them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we don't need this in a Barbie.
And they charge you $18 for that.
Yeah. And the makeup in this collection is awful. full.
That blush, contour, whatever, that highlight palette.
So cheap.
Why?
I don't even know.
And these eyeshadow palettes, I can't.
I know.
I cannot.
The Barbie advertising is like confrontational at this point.
I need people to stop. Okay, did I partake? Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah.
I bought the pink pillowcases from that one brand. They were like $22 each. I bought 3 of them for my
insane.
bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, do I need the 4th one?
Yeah, they are advertising this movie like... They are advertising this movie like a Lady Gaga movie campaign. Like it is, you would think Gaga's in this movie. The way the press is assaulted.
There could be 100 people in the room.
And 99 know about her movie.
Yeah.
Like it is just insane. Like
she'll find that one person and kill them or tell them about the movie.
Yeah, this is so cheap.
It's assaulting at this point.
And I'm not mad about a Barbie collab. Imagine a Barbie Glam Lights collab. It would be to die for.
But they already did. They already did the Barbie one, but it was before the movie.
Mattel Barbie. Like it wasn't the movie, was it?
No, it wasn't the movie. Yeah. It was just they did a Barbie thing. I love pink. If you can't tell, pink and bright orange together, love it. So all this pink, I'm obsessed. When I think of Barbie and I think of pink makeup, what the fuck is this?
I'm not kidding you. It looks like accessories that come with a Barbie doll house.
But how did the gloss hit and then everything else was such a letdown?
How easy for them. They've had that formula forever. They just made a hot pink one. You know what I mean? Nothing about this is like, oh, let's make something new and different for the Barbie movie.
Right.
And anything they did, like this Barbie party palette and whatever, is like literally horrible.
This big. It's 3-4 inches.
Mini. Yeah. Pass.
Except for that gloss. The gloss and the little phone, I want it.
I know.
But the gloss purchase, but the rest of it pass.
All right, what's this?
This is from, I always forget how to pronounce this brand. So it's Izamaya.
Okay.
So I have the pricing here. So it comes with Lip Lacquer 2.0. So it's a maximizing lip serum for $38. The Industrial Color Pigments 2.0 for $115.
You're lying. What are you talking about? What's $115?
The eyeshadow palette.
Is this the brand that did the penis lipsticks?
Yes.
Okay.
And the industrial earrings here, $155. What are we doing? The penis lipsticks?
Yeah.
Were $95.
No, girl. Enough.
And they were sheer.
Yeah.
These glosses, sheer, $38. Eyeshadow palette, $115. Packaging, I got to give it to them. Super cute. What are we doing?
It better be for that price.
What are we doing?
Yeah. It better come in a Tiffany's box.
And also, too, what is this formula of like everything being shimmer in this palette? I'm fine.
I know.
And I mean, I almost don't hate that if it's like,
it's
okay.
Good. I thought it was Makeup by Mario.
Because he did the all shimmer, all
That's
matte.
what it looked, and the packaging is like exactly the same.
I get it, like having the all shimmer or whatever, like incorporate your mattes and then use this as like your...
Yeah.
I'm bored. I know.
It's and for that price, absolutely not.
Pass. I don't get it.
Pass, girl, out of everything, because I feel like we did that last week where most of it were passes. Purchases, the Finding Nemo, the liquid blushes, and the eyeshadow palettes. Don't go with the Huda color correctors. Check out the e.l.f. color correctors, LA Girl color correctors, the Milani color correctors, and if you want high-end Natasha Denona color correctors, the Lanny lipstick
from the Laura Lee Manny collab.
The Rick and Morty Glam Lights, yes. Mm-hmm. Everything else is a pass, girl. Is the pass, girl.
Well, except that NYX, that lip gloss, that pink gloss has a chokehold on me. If you need a good hot pink gloss, Mary. So that was purchase or pass?
That's another purchase or pass, girl. We'll be right back after this. Okay, so we ended last week's podcast. We finished the recording, and you're sitting on the couch. You're like, oh, I forgot about how I had it call 911.
For the first time. So,
what corner were you on?
Yes.
It's $20 to whatever, and $40 to come inside. Yeah. Ma'am, get in the car.
Ma'am, this is an Arby's drive-thru. Yeah.
Literally.
So I was on the phone with my friend and she was like catching me up. I was at a bar and I was trying to have like a private conversation outside. I was like, oh, let me step outside. It's like too noisy, right? So I'm on the phone with her and I'm just like standing there minding my business. Yeah. And there had been a patron of the bar who he wasn't there for that long. He was there for a very short time, maybe had 2 drinks, right? So, you have 2 drinks, you're feeling right. Mm-hmm. You're not, 2 beers, you're not drunk.
No.
This guy comes out of here. You would have thought, who done it and ran? You would have thought he had been there. I was convinced he was drunk and that there was something wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there, imagine I'm on the phone, daintily, hello, hi. Walks out of the bar and, there's a curb, street.
Yeah.
It's 4 lanes and then, goes in, walking in the street and face plants.
Down in the road.
In the middle. I'm talking in the middle of the road. I'm on the phone with my friend and I'm like, oh my God, hold on. And I go like running in the road.
Yeah.
I'm like telling cars to stop because this guy is face down in the road, gets up as soon as I get there. I'm like helping him get up and grabbing his glasses and his cell phone. And I was like, are you all right?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, no, I'm fine. I said, okay, do you live nearby?
You're not fine.
I said, where do you live? And he goes, I live here in town. I said, okay. And he goes, I'm fine, I promise. And he's like, okay. So I'm like, okay. So I'm still on the phone. I'm backing up, getting out of the street.
Yeah.
Because he's already at this point running away from me.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, okay. And I'm on the phone with my friend. I was like, no, somebody just fell. Like, oh my God. Like my heart is racing. I was like, that was like watching it happen. I'm sorry. I should have.
What did you say?
I should have been.
I'm the same way. After you know someone's all right, maybe sometimes not. When any fall happens, like I laugh first, check second.
The plot thickens.
But that's scary. Face down in the road.
No, it thickens. So then as I step back on the curb, there's a family walking up, mother, a mother, father, and children.
Yeah.
They were walking up as I was backing up and they had looked across the street. And mind you, in front of this bar, it is like open. So everybody at the bar sees this happen.
Okay.
And so then as I'm getting up on the road and I'm like facing away, I was like, girl, what the hell? He face plants again on the curb on the other side of the street, smacks his head, and now is legs in the street, head on curb.
Yeah.
The guy goes running
Car
across.
comes,
and
legs
then
gone.
Legs gone.
Yeah.
So the dad goes running. I'm like, oh my God, hold on. I gotta go. So I'm like running and I was like, oh my God, I don't think he's okay. Tries to help the guy up and just blood.
Oh my God.
So then I was like, and then she was like, oh my God, call 911. So I was like, yo, girl, gotta go. Yeah. And then I'm looking at this woman. I've never called 911 in my life. Yeah. So I'm like, what's the number?
Yeah.
I called 911. You would have thought I committed a crime.
Really?
You would have thought I committed a crime with the way that they were questioning me about who I am, where I live, what's my blood type, when did I lose my virginity.
I know.
They questioned me like I had pushed him.
Ma'am, you sound gay. Did you assault this man?
Were you there on January 6th?
Yeah.
Were you in the horn costume?
Pride month is over. Yeah. Get ready to be arrested.
Yeah, get ready, bitch. It's June 30th, but count your days.
Wow.
So then they had me on the phone. This guy is like having like a medical... having like his eyes are rolling in the back of his head. So that's where we knew this guy wasn't drunk.
Yeah.
So the guy had asked him, he was like, oh, do you normally have like, no, they were like, do you have like medical conditions? He was like, yeah, sometimes I pass out.
Oh shit.
And so I don't know if it was like a sugar level thing.
Yeah. Sugars?
My sugars.
Yeah. Like maybe seizures or something. God only knows.
Well, and that's the thing is that because when I was on the phone with 911, I was like, he hit his head. There is blood. They were like, wait, do you want to know the question that they asked me when I said his head was bleeding? They said, well, is it pouring or spitting?
Is it pouring or spitting?
Yes, the blood.
Yeah.
I said, there's blood coming from his head. They were like, well, we need to know how fast the bleed is.
He's losing his blood. Yeah.
And I said, well, it's coming out of his temple. I said, it's alarming he hit his head.
Yeah.
Again, you would have thought that I pushed him on the ground. The way that they were speaking to me, like I was a criminal. I was I was on the phone with my friend just minding my business. I'm doing something. And they were like, we need all your information, sir. And I was like, oh, you don't want to know where this guy is? Because he just got up and now he's running down the street.
Who got up and is running down the street?
The guy who fell.
After the second fall?
Yes.
With blood coming out of his head?
I'm good. Like nothing happened. Like nothing happened to him. He said, I'm fine.
Do you think it was a medical condition or do you think there was drugs involved? Because part of me is like, if it's a medical condition, I feel like one would be like, I would like the ambulance to come, especially that I'm like getting blinded by my own blood. But if you're trying to flee the scene, there's something weird going on, you know?
Correct. I know the bartenders at this place, they did not overserve him and he wasn't drunk when he came in. So he was completely sober, had 2 beers and left.
Yeah.
So I feel like he left because he started to feel like something was wrong. Something was going on. And Molly, you in danger, girl. You are something. I feel like he knew, but at that point,
there was just maybe a paranoia from something he was on or drinking or maybe mental things combined with the drinking.
Right. And you never, like, if you're mixing, like, whatever
God
the
only
case,
knows.
And if it was like prescription, if it was not, whatever.
Those White Claws can sneak up on you.
They just really do.
I hate calling 911. It's so intense.
They asked me for my information and I said, do you not care where this man is? And they were like, well, we need to know where you live. I said, excuse me?
You live?
Mate, they took my home address, my phone number, and
Which
then...
maybe whatever, but not the priority, down the line.
And I said...
ask me that when you're here.
I was cutting him off, too. He was like, what's your home address? I said, he's rounding this corner on this street. I said, do you care anymore?
Yeah.
And he was like, sir, we've already dispatched. Yeah. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. And then by the time they showed up, the cop saw me and was like, did you happen? I said, yes, it was me that called it in. I said, I don't know where he is. This guy, I don't know where he lives. Hopefully he's home safe.
I know.
So if you're out there and you're listening,
that's petrifying.
Hope you're home safe.
It always baffles me that EMTs and firefighters in certain towns are volunteer. Isn't that wild?
Unpaid.
Like we're starting to live in a world where like McDonald's isn't going to hire people without master's degrees, but then EMTs are not paid. Volunteer.
But then you save someone's life, you can't even accept a monetary tip.
No.
If I just said, "Oh, you saved my cat, here's a 50," they can't accept that.
Know. And it's not even anything my grievance is with the system. Like good for the EMT. That is incredibly selfless to be on fire squad and EMTs volunteer, but like, why are we not paying the people that save lives rather than, it's just baffling to me. I'm just like, that is some kind of messed up system.
Yeah,
so,
don't understand.
And I could never imagine dealing with that stress.
More power to those people that do it for the good of their soul.
Yes.
To save people's lives.
Oh, yes.
But then on the other hand, cops are paid ridiculous amounts of money.
Exactly. It needs to be a fine line here. Well, that's what always baffles me. It's like then you have certain you have a state and then like the policemen or the fire people like in the firefighters in certain cities, like the biggest cities will make like a certain amount of money and then everybody else around it is like volunteer,
underpaid, or not paid at all.
It's very odd.
It's so strange. But yeah, that was just like, it was jar. I was like, I need to go. I went inside. What did I do? Have another drink.
Of course.
Oh, I needed it.
Of course. Any other run-ins with the law?
Yeah.
Really?
I did. So I was weird. I just... Don't put me...
Or just general life-threatening situations.
Oh, general life-threatening situations
all
where,
of the above.
It was, little, what's that holiday that just passed? 4th of July.
Yeah. 4th of July.
President's Day?
Yeah.
Oral office.
Oral office, yes.
So I was away I was down the shore for 4th of July weekend. So I was there, cute, whatever. Fireworks were on the 3rd, right? Mm-hmm. Something like that. It wasn't actually on the 4th. They're shooting them off on the beach. It's a lovely time.
Yeah.
And the next day, my boyfriend pulls up an article and he was like, oh, we all thought it was a little weird that there was a lot of police presence last night. They must be like really trying to split up traffic right now because it was like kind of weird.
Somebody blew off an arm.
There was a shooting.
A gun?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez-a-loo.
Jeez-a-loo.
When? During the fireworks?
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Where?
It was Nancy Drew wants to know where. Yeah. We were
Jersey
at
Shore.
Jersey Shore. Okay. We were in Asbury and apparently like a mile away. So it's like we wouldn't have heard it. So it's like
during fireworks.
We literally no one had any idea, which is comforting. I guess that the situation was handled in a way where it didn't alarm the mass. Mm-hmm. It was just a little scary to find out the next day that like it was like right under our noses and we had no idea. Like what causes somebody to be like, no, that's the only option we have here.
Mental illness.
But it's just like, come on.
I know.
Come on. This is just ridiculous. Like,
you know what's crazy? I don't know if you feel this way but with the whole gun violence thing. Movie theaters are like forever ruined for me. Like Casey and I just went to go see a movie in the movie theater the other night and like we go, but like I can't even tell you my anxiety is on like fucking red alert. Like I'm literally sitting there and there's always one guy in the movie theater by himself and I'm like, what? And we went to see Elemental, the Pixar movie, and there's like one 45, 50-year-old man sitting alone. Power to you. But there's been multiple movie theater shootings. Nothing has changed. Nothing security-wise. You can still bring bags in. You could still whatever. They don't look in the bags, nothing. And the whole time, I'm just like, we're fucking sitting ducks. Like, and the whole time I'm watching the movie, I'm just like looking around because it is ruined movie theaters for me.
I don't think enough people talk about that fear either because I have the same fear. I remember there was one time I went to go see, what was it, the Emoji Movie? Mm-hmm. And my friend really, like, we were just like, whatever, let's go see a movie. We were there for not even 15 to 20 minutes and there was somebody that we felt bizarre.
Yeah.
Because he came in quietly and sat in one of like the the chairs in the back.
Yeah.
If you go to an AMC now where they have like the recliners now,
yeah.
the reclining seats,
yes.
there's like a big gap and then there's the handicap row that has a lot of space in between.
Yeah.
He walks in quietly. We had been in the row connected to it. So we saw him come in and sit at like the first chair that he could see and find. And I was like, unspoken, looked at each other, stood up at the same time, and we both walked out.
I know.
And I actually ended up saying something to the management. I was like, it's probably nothing.
But But
if you could just know.
100%. And am I the only one every fucking time I go to a movie theater too, there's always a situation like that where there's one person who's being weird, like where they're
always.
Like they walk in after the movie starts, like 10 minutes, where the demographic of who they are does not align with the movie we're watching. Like I'm saying, we're there to watch Pixar Elemental, and this like 45, 50-year-old man comes in alone 10 minutes after the movie starts, sit down during the movie, gets up and leaves, comes back, gets up and is pacing, sits back down, leaves half an hour after it's before it's over. Like just weird behavior that I'm like,
yes,
code red. Like, and I say to I've said to Casey sometimes, I'm like, we gotta go. I'm like, I just am uncomfortable.
It makes my anxiety peak.
Yeah, you're a sitting duck. It's like, you know what? And like obviously we're in other situations, like in a grocery store, or I've had that thought in like a CVS where I'm like, oh, they're gonna get robbed right now, whatever. But like, I'm not as red alert when I'm like, I see exit strategies. You know what I'm saying? But in a movie theater, the exit is all the way in the front, and then you have to go all the way down to the thing. So if you're sitting in the back of the movie theater, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I know.
I think it in Broadway shows too, but Broadway shows, they check your bags before you come in. This also sounds crazy, but like in a Broadway theater, if you have to duck behind the seat or whatever, you are kind of protected. Where in a movie theater, there's like now with the reclining seats, there's like nothing to even hide behind in a way. And there's multiple exits in a Broadway show. So that's what I mean. Movie theaters are just like ruined for me because of that.
Even more so, like, and I always pick, if I'm going to see a movie, I always pick a showtime and I look on the map, I'm like that there's no seats. And then when I go back later to check in, like let's say I'm going to the 7:38, there was nobody, and now I notice that there's one seat randomly taken. I'm out. I want to get a refund. I'm like, don't even.
That's
put
a good
me
point.
In that.
I didn't even think of that.
And then even worse, when it's one of those situations and that person doesn't show up for the movie on time, then I'm freaked out.
Yeah.
Then I'm just fucking like I'm racing and I want to like look behind me because I'm just like, and it's not even like I'm watching a scary movie and I want to look behind me.
Exactly.
I'm watching Pixar and I'm like fucking terrified for my life. And that is that what we're like?
Oh, I've been in movies the whole time that I feel like I literally did not enjoy the movie at all because I'm watching it and I'm side eyeing the person the entire time because I have a knot in my stomach.
Oh my God. I'm glad I'm not alone in that. And I'm sure we're not the only ones that feel that way either.
No, but like I just don't understand, like, and I don't know what the protocol is, but like, just like, I'm not saying metal detectors or whatever, but like at least look in people's bags.
They used to.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, and I feel like it's gotten worse at movie theaters and like, it's almost gotten more lax, you know?
And it's the thing too of like, I once feared of like, oh, I have snacks in my bag, don't take them. But it's like, we're not even checking anymore. I'm walking in with full fucking like my Chili's leftovers and I'm like,
clam chowder.
Makes me feel uncomfortable. And now it's like, it's weird that I want to go see the Barbie movie and I want to go see all these things. And I want to see Elemental. It looks so cute.
It's very good.
Because it reminds me of Inside Out. Did you see them making a second one?
Yes, I love Inside Out. What are your favorite Pixar movies?
Oh, okay.
Because we're Pixar people. We're not Disney people.
Me too.
Obsessed. Casey's even more obsessed than me.
My favorite one is Inside Out by far. I hysterically...
If you're going to say what I think you're going to say, I cannot to this day, when I describe Inside Out to somebody that hasn't seen it and I talk about fucking Bing Bong.
Bing Bong at the end. He's like, you made it.
Stop it. I cry every time. I'm going to do it. When he fucking goes in that pit and they're trying to get up because the whole concept of like the imaginary. So Bing Bong is the imaginary friend and he's like in her psyche, etc. But she's forgotten about him. So he's like wandering around the thing. And then he ends up like befriending Joy, who's like trying to find the whatever. They go in this pit pretty much that's like forgotten memories. And like after a while, they get grayed out and turned to dust or whatever. So they both fall in there and they're trying to get out on the radio flyer wagon, like with their belief to make it fly. And then they can't do it because of the weight. And then you see the thing go up. They're finally doing it. And she's like, oh my God, we're doing it. Turns around and looks, and he jumped off because he knows she needs her more than him. And he says to her, like, just looking up, like, just remind her.
He's like, and just tell her I said, oh my God.
It's sick. Pixar literally rips your heart out. Inside Out is one of the absolute best movies. Inside Out, I love. Obviously, Toy Story, Ratatouille, to die for.
Ratatouille is amazing.
Underrated WALL-E.
Okay. I think about this on the daily. I thought about it this morning.
People don't put the respect on Wally's name.
Because I feel like Wally's going to happen.
It already is. Yeah,
because 100%. I was thinking about it
because
they said that we broke like record-breaking temperatures. And I was like, if we don't start treating the earth better, it's going to go to like a desolate wasteland. And I'm like, I think about Wally all the time that it's scary that we're going to be like on a distant planet, like coming back to earth being like, we used to live here. What happened?
I know.
There's like no life. And it's just
totally.
like that freaks me out.
The brilliance of Wally, there's barely any talking in it. But the way you feel for that robot, like him collecting things and then going back to his little like hut, and he has the Hello Dolly soundtrack and puts it in every night, and it's like, put on your Sunday best and da da da. It's so cute.
And he's just so content with his little life. And then when Evie...
Ava, right?
Evie?
Something.
Ava?
Wally. It's just so
and
adorable.
He just, like falls in love with her. And it's just, oh my God.
I know. Yeah, Elemental's okay. It's like
I was expecting Inside Out vibes from it.
It is. It's like it's literally like Inside Out meets Zootopia.
Okay.
I almost sometimes recently with these Pixar movies, because I think they're pumping them out a little too quick, is I'm more enamored by the animation and the actual making of the film than the story recently, because the story's been done 50 million times. Like the story of Elemental, her father worked so hard to create this store, wants her to take it over. She doesn't want to take it over because she has other dreams. We've heard that story 50 million times.
Yeah, they've done it many a time.
So the story isn't quite as original as Pixar used to be, like those magic stories of like Toy Story, Ratatouille, like just totally thinking outside the box. Yeah. Oh, Coco. The visuals in Coco. Have you seen Coco?
Yes.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Luca
Stunning.
Was cute.
So cute.
So cute. I love that. Wasn't that a gay love story? Weren't they hinting at that?
It was basically just like the two boys, like it was showing that they like have a friendship that transcends like toxic masculinity, like our versions of it, the purity of this friendship between them.
I love that. It was
very progressive.
It was very cute, though. I loved it.
I know.
God,
when at
so
the end,
adorable.
when they're like holding hands and he's going off to school, it was really cute. What's your least favorite Pixar movie?
I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think of like.
I would also say like your least favorite of the ones that are super popular for me. I think I saw Cars 20 years ago, and I never...
That's the one.
Another big one everybody loves that I never got behind is The Incredibles.
Dan was making me watch The Incredibles, and he said the same thing about the animation, that it's amazing that you could see the texture of the hair and the sweater.
The animation,
Pixar in general is crazy.
Insane.
The story...
Yes.
Okay.
Because, I go to Pixar movies for stories that are like out of this world. Like a rat who can cook. Like things that are just so far in left field. The Incredibles is an animated Marvel movie. I mean, even the Toy Stories. Toy Story 3, I think, is the only movie. I think it has like record or whatever title you want to give it. It's the only animated movie in history that was so good. While it was also nominated for Best Animated Picture at the Oscars, it was nominated for Best Picture.
Wow.
With other regular movies, because it was that good.
The Toy Story movies, though, next level. The fourth one.
Okay.
I was hysterical in the theater.
When I tell you, shoulder shaking, sobbing. The third one also, when they're in the incinerator.
I was like, they can't do this in a Pixar movie.
And then they
movie,
hold
but you
hands
know what?
and accept death.
Wait, and I was like, they can't do this. I was like, you know what? Pixar would.
Oh, yes.
Pixar would. They would incinerate these toys.
They're like, there's nothing we can do. So they just hold hands with each other and are going to die together. So that was 3. That made me sob. I agree with you, though. People talk about 3 like being more moving, etc.
4.
No. 4.
When he turns around and then he doesn't even say anything and Buzz says, go ahead.
He goes, she'll be fine. And Woody thinks he's talking about Bo Peep. And he goes, but she's going to be whatever.
Bonnie will be fine.
And he goes, no, Bonnie. And you realize Buzz and Woody are going to separate.
I can't handle it. I'm done.
And the shot of Buzz and then all the original toys come up on the awning. I can't deal with it.
And then how does it? And he goes to infinity, and then Woody says, "And beyond." And
dead.
I'm
Chill,
crying.
Chill. I can't. It was so sad. I was sobbing because there's something, and there were so many moments like that in Toy Story when he gives them away. Oh, and when Andy gives them to Bonnie, I think it's at the end of the third one, and then he's like Andy's hesitating that he kind of wants to maybe keep Woody, and then Bonnie goes, "My cowboy." And Andy realizes, like, okay, I need to, like, she's already attached to him. I
Woody
need to
more
give
than
him.
I do. Like, let Woody make her as happy as it did me. Oh my God, I know.
It wrecks me
every time. All right, guys, ladies, gents, the girls, the gays, and the theys.
Yep.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Beautiful and Bothered.
This is Kevin's first outro.
I fucking blanked. I'm like, nice place you got here.
Thank you so much for listening to a brand new episode. It is a lot, like when you do the spiel. I know.
And I was like,
Thank you so much for listening to a brand new episode of Beautiful and Bothered. Now, guys, listen, make sure to actually subscribe and follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It makes the world of difference. Leave us a 5-star review. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want your video episode a day early on Sundays. It streams everywhere on Monday. We love you guys so much. Can we talk about Glamorous stealing our send-off? That little gay boy. You're beautiful. Say it back. Copyright infringement. When we watched that together, Kevin almost jumped off the couch.
I ran into the other room. I was calling the lawyers.
Netflix, 911, sued.
Interesting.
Wherever you are, I hope you are happy, safe, and healthy. And remember,
you are beautiful.
Bye, guys.
Bye.